Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Jared. Hi. So I actually took my list of goals, the ones on the back of the check, ones that we just wrote down tonight, and I actually put them in a spreadsheet. And I'm going to show you why I did that in a moment. But the first thing I did was I put in the name, the estimated time, and then I broke those down into whether or not they generate revenue or not. And then on top of that, I applied this type of impact they have for the revenue, whether it's indirectly impacting revenue or directly impacting revenue. And so just based off of this, running ads is an indirect one. So I think I got to fix that one on a couple of these. Yep. Run ads. So technically I'm spending money, but technically it's also an indirect way to generate revenue. And I already know, why does my shit look different than any other Excel spreadsheet you've ever seen? That's because I'm using a Mac. So the user interface on how Excel works is a little different, but the same buttons are still there. They just might be in a different place. Right, so each timeline, does it generate revenue, yes or no? Is that indirectly affecting my revenue or directly affecting my revenue? In case you're wondering, to make this little bar here stick at the top, you want to scroll to the top, select all, go to view, and then find the freeze top row button. On a Mac or on a Windows, it's going to say freeze rows, and then it's a drop down. I know that because I use Windows every day. And then to create these filters, you're going to go to data, and then click on filter. And then for these lines here, I just started here, highlighted my area, and then just clicked on this button here and then added a border, all borders. So that's really simple, but the beauty in what I'm about to show you is not with how it looks. I just do that for myself because I process a lot of data in my day job. So here's the reason why you want to set this up like this, and I can show you real quick. So you want to highlight the whole spreadsheet by clicking on this in the corner, click data, and then sort. Okay, again, mine's going to look different just because I'm on a Mac, but you want to check this box here that says my list has headers, because my list does have headers. So I want to sort it by the timeline, and then I want to sort it by, does it generate revenue? And right now the answer is N or Y, so yes or no. Okay, so think about this for a minute. Yes, in the alphabet, comes after Y, or comes after N. So I need to switch this to be inverse. That way the yes will be on top, okay? And then this one, we want to sort by the type. So we have direct, which is a D, indirect, which is an I, and then NA. So alphabetically, that's direct, indirect, then NA. And that's exactly what we wanted to show. So this needs to be A to Z. So only this revenue one needs to be inversed from Z to A. So what that's going to do is that's going to sort your entire spreadsheet by your highest priorities. Okay, so hit OK. Sort anything that looks like a number as a number. Yes. Cool. And this did not work. The reason why it didn't work is because I have 1 to 3. So let me try that again. Sort, and I want to sort the numbers as text. So let's see if that works. There we go. Even still, that did not work. And that's because of how I have this set up. So you want to make sure that your 1 month timeline is all listed at 1. You want to make sure your 3 month timeline is all listed at 3. And you want to make sure your 6 month timeline is all listed at 6. Cool. So now that should sort properly. Okay, now sort them as a number. Boom. Okay, so now all of your 1s are here, all of your 3 months are here, all of your 6 months are here. But what's different is your revenue comes before your non-revenue. Okay, and so you can highlight these revenue-based tasks, filter, take out your ends, and then highlight all of this stuff to be a vibrant color of some sort. I like yellow. It's basic. It's already there. So now I can tell right out the gate what type of tasks are going to be generating revenue. And if I really want to get specific, I can focus on just my direct revenue. Maybe that's my focus for this month. So this one month is close one big project. I got 10 days to close one big project. That should be my sole focus. My sole purpose in life right now is to close that one project. And then once that one's done, Excel has this fancy feature, here we go, where you can highlight that one done. So you can use good, done. And then once that's done, then you can open this back up and say, okay, what's next? All right, run ads, cool, done. Finish branding course, done. And you can use this as kind of like a checklist, like a running checklist on what it is that you actually need to do and how you need to actually differentiate your time, all right? And that's a huge, huge thing to keep track of, is how you actually spend your time. So this is going to help you identify your time management stuff and all of that stuff. So as soon as I knock all of these out, right, then I can go directly into the direct impact on revenue in my next 3 months. And so this is something that you want to set up for yourself. Realistically, a lot of people just have this put on paper, but I'm a computer guy, so I kind of like having it on a computer in front of me. But really, I mean, if you take this entire list and figure out what it's going to take, figure out what it's going to take to do each one of these tasks, right? So start with the first one, close one project. Okay, reverse engineer that. What does it take for me to get to point A to point B? Okay, I'm probably going to need ads. I'm probably going to need cold calls. I'm probably going to need emails. I'm probably going to have to knock on some doors. I'm probably going to have to call some other agencies and see if they have work that they need to download. Like, that's the type of stuff that I need to be looking at to actually achieve that goal, right? And so itemize that list. Okay, cool. Apply a timeline to that. Okay, I got 10 days. All right, put it on my calendar for in 3 days from now to follow up with my list. Make sure I'm still on track with my list. And so there's a whole lot of stuff like that that you can do to actually make sure that you're on track with this list and make sure that you're achieving your goals one line at a time, right? Because that's what it's all about. You achieve your goals. Look at that. For my three months from now, I have 18 items. Out of those 18, I have 11 that are revenue generating. Holy smokes, right? How much of an impact is that going to make me if I can actually implement these 11 things within, 11 days plus another 90 days on top of that? What kind of impacts that can have by the end of the year? Shit, I can tell you right now, it's going to be huge because 3 projects for me, that's at least 30K. 5 monthly projects, that's somewhere around 2,500 a month or more per project. So these things add up. I know that everyone's not going to be on the same level or have the same price point as me, but the goal setting and the goal monitoring and the execution of getting from point A to point B with your goals should actually still be the same. You still need to figure out what you got to do, reverse engineer how to do it, and start knocking it out one at a time. And so that's just my take on how we can use our sexy check goals list to push ourselves forward to that next level in our business. And you really got to take a hard look at what you're doing for yourself. That way you can figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong here? I can tell you right now, close one big project, I have a 2-faceted problem. Problem 1 is I'm not attracting the right people. I'm in circles where a lot of people don't have the revenue or the extra profit or the extra money itself to actually spend. So I'm not able to close big projects with them because they don't have the revenue, right? So problem 1 is I'm in the wrong place. Problem 2 is, like Justin was talking about earlier, is I actually don't ask for the sale a lot of times. And that's more of a thing that's I try to map out everything and lay out everything and say, okay, you have 1 to 1,000 steps of shit to do. Here's the cost. And I kind of just lay it out there. But I don't really push the issue. I don't really have that hard discussion with the client on what that looks like for them and what type of ROI they get and all kinds of other stuff like that. I don't, because in my mind, the price is the price. So if you can't afford that price, that's not my problem. At the same time, though, if you can afford the price, but you don't yet see the value in what I'm providing, then that's my fault for not showing that to you. And that's where I have a messaging issue where I have to fix that. And that could be part of my sales copy. It could be part of my actual brand messaging. But that's stuff that I got to look at for myself. So there's all kinds of different stuff for us to actually look at and put together and figure out, okay, what's working, what's not working. And then this list here is, how do I knock that shit out? Not as fast as possible, but how do I knock it out as effectively as possible, right? Because I don't want to close one project. I want to close one big project. That's a huge difference for me, because that could be the difference. That's a difference in thousands of dollars monthly. So that's stuff that you want to make sure that you're focusing on, right? And then realistically, though, if you're at a point where you just need money, there's going to be times where you're just going to take the projects anyway. It's like, yeah, I really don't want to, but I need the extra cash, so I'll go ahead and take it. And that's going to be okay for a while. And the reason why it's okay is because if you need the money, you need the money, right? It's kind of hard to say no to money. But at the same time, eventually what's going to happen over time is that's going to eat away at your soul. That's what happened to me. That's why I don't do, so I don't do $1,000 websites. If your budget's $1,000, don't call me at all. I know people I can send you to, but I don't do that. And the reason for that is multifaceted. One of them being is that those websites become the most problematic for me. They create the most problems, they create the most drama, and it's a nightmare and a headache. And the more you get into it, the more you don't want to deal with it. It's pure chaos in a nutshell. But there's been times in life where, I really needed the money. So I had to take it, because it's like, fuck, I got that bill, I got to do it. Damn. And that'll eat away at your soul, especially if you know that you shouldn't take it. But at the same time, you know, money's money. So on one hand, taking those types of projects could be good for you. On the other, because you know, if you need the cash, you need the cash. But at the same time, the more that you accept those types of projects, the more susceptible you are to accept them in the future, even after you've climbed out of that hole where you just need that money now. And so it's a lot of stuff to process. It's a lot of stuff to take into consideration. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're running your business as best as you possibly can. And if this list is the way that you're going to do it, fucking rock it. Take this list and, you know, set up, think of baseball for a minute, right? Your plan is to grand slam every line item. How do you do that? Batters 1, 2, and 3 take one, cross one plate in the baseball diamond, right? And then when it's time for you to hit it, when it's your turn to hit, you're batter number 4, you knock it out of the park. That's how you set up a grand slam. And that's what we're trying to do here. You know, identify what you need to set up the bases, and then that way when it's time to actually do it, you're ready. So don't really want to take up too much of your time, but that's kind of my thought on goals and, you know, prioritization and stuff like that. So quite frankly, I like the group a lot. Not every group out there is as awesome as this group is. Justin definitely provides a lot of awesome value, but I just felt like I needed to get this out there because I'm not sure if everyone has the same. I'm not sure if everyone out there receives the information and knows what to do with it on the same level. So I really want to make sure that everyone's covered. So right now I've got 42 goals for the next 12 months. And I can guarantee you I'm going to do at least half of them for sure. So, and out of those 42, 21 of them are revenue generating, like direct and indirect revenue. So that's pretty awesome. So that's all I have for today. If you guys have any questions about how Excel works or any kind of crap like that, just let me know. I'm going to post this. I'm posting this in the group so everyone can see it from here moving forward. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Until next time, have fun.